Hey, what's up? So I wanted to talk about Wuthering Waves. It's been a while since I played it. Quite a while. I'm not even sure when the last time I played it was. It's an Epic Games exclusive as far as PC goes, which is probably why more people don't play it. I don't know how many people actually play it, but PC wise, imagine not a lot of people. But it's a mobile game, and it's easily one of the best mobile games I've ever played. I haven't played a lot of mobile games. I have played a lot, but not in comparison to anything else. I don't really touch mobile. I hate mobile games. Mobile games are trash. They're trash. Oh my gosh. But some are really good, including Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. That was actually, I can't remember. It might have been the very first or one of the first few games that I saw on mobile that was actually really good. So then of course there's Genshin Impact, which is a similar style to this game. There's other games like Genshin Impact as well. I played a few of them. I tried Zoneless Zen Zero or something like that when that first came out a little while back. I played it for 8 to 12 hours. I'm not sure. I know it was around that time. I didn't like it as much as Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves is my favorite so far out of those types of games, the Genshin Impact style games. I played 4 or 5 of them. I don't remember all their names, but they were pretty cool. I liked them all. I liked every one of them that I had played. But this one is my favorite. I love this one. The world, the characters, the music, the combat mostly. I think the combat was my favorite because I don't know if the other games just didn't have it or I didn't get far enough. Like I don't remember. I don't even remember how Zoneless Zen Zero played. Probably similar. But anyways, I liked. I think this one just felt better, right? Like just felt better. It was a lot smoother. Everything about it was better. But mostly the setting, the environments. But the gameplay is really good. I was impressed by it. As with anything, there's always propaganda. So early on in the game, this one's talking about vaccines saving lives. I was like, and then another part I forgot. I have very few notes on this. It's been when was the last time I wrote these? Back in May. Back in May was when I had some notes on this game. So I was playing it before May of this year, or last year, 2024. I forgot we're in a new year. But I had played it for a bit. I'd played it for a little while, early 2024. So I have a little bit of notes. So one of them was the vaccine propaganda, which isn't everything. Another one I thought was interesting, I found, but part of the story was about a shepherd leading lambs. It was a good story, but then it turns out into like complete bullcrap because then it turns into blaming the sheep for their greed. And I was like, how do you go from like people being misled by an evil person or people or whatever, misleading them and taking them down a path they shouldn't be on, and then it turns around and blames the people that were following for being greedy. And I was like, I hate stuff like that, man. I hate because a lot of stories are like that. They contradict themselves. It's just mixed messaging, and I don't know if it's because the people who write this stuff are confused on their own, or if they have to push stuff into the story and it ends up mixing it up and being stupid. I don't know what's going on there. I do know, as a society, people are generally brainwashed, so we're going to have ideas in our head when we write stories that are not our own, really. They're just based on what we are taught in society and stuff. The game had great music, which I had mentioned, gorgeous visuals. I love the visuals. One thing about this game that made me so mad was like it's such a beautiful game, and I've been gaming for a long time. I don't need the HUD. I don't even need the HUD. The map is fine, as a map is pretty much all I need, right? And I don't even need the map. If I can open up the map on a separate screen, cool. I don't need all this stuff covering my screen, including my own health bar and stuff like that. I just don't need it. I don't care. But the buttons on the screen bug me. All this stuff that covers the screen. One thing that bugs me about this game is it is very obviously and clearly a mobile game that also has a PC port. Part of why I wanted to talk about this too, I even want to play it again. I kind of want to play it again. I have too many games. I have too many other games that I'd rather play. But I've had this on my mind for a while now because it's been a while since I played, and I really liked it though. I played a lot of it. Probably around 40 hours, if not more. You know, I played a bit. I played it for like a few months, or a couple months, but casually. I didn't play like hardcore every day, all day long, but I played a lot of it. But yeah, it feels like a mobile game, right? So even though it looks beautiful, it kind of, to me, it looks like a AAA game. It looks like a major title, right? Like visually, gameplay is cool, but you can definitely tell it's a mobile game. It feels like a mobile game. It plays just like a mobile game. So you can tell the difference. What sucks about that is like another reason that reminded me of this game was not just it coming to PS5. I think this month, if it's not already out. I just remember it was January 2025. They were talking about it coming to PS5, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Another part of why I was thinking about this game is because I've been playing the Final Fantasy games, the newer ones. I just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake again yesterday on PC. This time I originally beat it on PS4, and I started the DLC. It's okay. I mean, I generally that game is a weird one for me. I like it but don't like it, but there's a lot of great things about it, and I would recommend it. You know, Yuffie's DLC played like a few hours so far, I think, or maybe not even a few hours. I played a bit of Yuffie. Her combat, I was like, oh man, this combat is great. Yuffie's combat is so good. It's fluid, it's awesome. There's so many different combinations going on with it. It's just a lot of fun. It's really cool. You have a lot of control over it, which is very interesting. And I actually, so far, I think it's better than Final Fantasy 16's combat, which I think is really funny. 16's combat is pretty cool. They have a lot of stuff going on there too, but it's also, the thing about 16's combat is that it's so simplified that you can literally turn on a game option that lets you just spam click one button to do everything, you know. So you can choose to leave that off and do your own manual combos and stuff, but the fact that the gameplay is so simple that there's an option that lets you click it just means that even though you can manually do it, doesn't means you just don't really need to manually do it. You know, it's a weird thing, but it is cool. I like that the option's there. You know, it's gonna be that way. Anyways, those newer games, as far as combat-wise, even Final Fantasy 15, right? The combat is so basic. It's so simple, and it's flashy and cool and can be fun, whatever. And I always think about it, like I'm like, why are these games so simple? Why they're too easy? Like it doesn't make any sense. Because I always think back to games like God of War, the original trilogy, the older Bayonetta, older Devil May Cry games. You know, there was a lot more combo activity going on. There was you were, you know, switching between light strikes and heavy strikes, and there were all kinds of different combos in between. And like Final Fantasy 15 and even the Final Fantasy 7 remake, they don't have that. They have cool combat, but you're just basically spam clicking one button. The cool thing about like specifically the remake of 7 is that you to play it better, you don't want to spam click attack the whole time because it's just gonna suck really bad. Basically, you use your normal attack. You build up your little meter that lets you use abilities, and you always want to use abilities pretty much as often as you can. So the basic normal attacks, you just spam them until you can use an ability. So with a mix of the abilities that you can use, the combat's actually pretty decent. I still have a preference as far as like combos from like Bayonetta and older God of War games. Even the Batman Arkham games or Spider-Man or something have better combat than the new Final Fantasy games. And I'm not trashing these games, I'm just saying the combat is better in those games. That's why the Final Fantasy newer games remind me so much of a game like Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact, because the combat is so basic and simple. It's really cool, flashy, badass, but doesn't take any effort, you know. It's just like derp, whatever, I'm just clicking a button kind of a thing, you know. But that's fun though. Like if it's fun, it's fun, you know, right? I would rather have a little bit more engagement in my own gameplay, you know. But anyways, yeah. So Wuthering Waves is just really cool, man. I've had it on my mind for the past month or so, around there. Um, and I I had it installed for so I have to be picky and choosy with the games that I have installed, because even with 4 terabytes, I can't have all the games I want installed. I just can't. I probably have like 300 games installed right now. I might be exaggerating. I haven't counted them, but it's a lot. I have a lot of games installed, and what's funny is a lot of them are smaller ones. I have to pick and choose between like the 1 to 10 gigabyte games, and then the 50 to 150 gigabyte games. I have to balance that. It's just a pain in the butt. I hate it so much, man. Real big pain in the butt. But anyways, so Wuthering Waves is a big game. I can't remember, but I think it's like 70 to 80 gigs. I'm just guessing. I know it's a bigger file. It could be 50, but it's a bigger file. It's between 50 and 100 gigs. It's a big one, especially for a mobile game. I was like, what the hell? How is this game that large when I know this is a mobile game? Like the PC, it's a port. It's a port of a mobile game. And I'm like, how big is this thing on mobile? Like, what the hell? Like, how much improvements is this over the mobile version? Because I don't think there's any. As far as I know, it's just a straight port. I could be wrong. Maybe they did do visual enhancements. Actually, you know what? I think they did. I just don't remember what they all were. But it's clear to me the game is gorgeous, though. It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. So is Genshin Impact, So, and Zenless Zone Zero, or I think that's what it's called. It's, ZZZ. They're very pretty games. But anyways, I'll continue on with some of my notes. Oh yeah, so it's part of the graphics. I wish I could turn off the HUD, or even rearrange HUD, resize HUD. I always wish that for every game ever. I wish they all had this damn setting that would allow me to control the elements of the HUD, to either be able to resize them and move them where I want them, or even to remove them. Not just the whole HUD completely, because some of these games do offer that, where they like you can turn off the HUD, but I'm like, well, no, I do want some of the HUD on. Like, I would like to be able to switch off elements. I've noticed some, rarely here and there, some newer games are doing that with the HUD elements. Like Horizon Zero Dawn did it. I think Star Wars Outlaws does it. I don't remember. There's a few games here and there that actually let you pick and choose which HUD elements you want on or off. Like, that's cool. So yeah, I would really like that in games like this, because like the screen is just plastered with stuff, so it's beautiful, but like your crap's covering my screen, man. So one of my favorite things about the combat is I don't remember how long it takes after the initial intro, but eventually you're gonna have like 3 characters in your party, and then further past that you could have like 10 to 20 characters that you have in your selection or whatever that you can choose from, but you can have 3 at a time. I'm pretty sure 3 in your party at a time, and you can swap them in and out as often as you want. You're of course going to have favorites, and so I had my favorites, and I'm going to play my favorites over the other ones. But sometimes I'll be in the mood to switch characters and just play them for the heck of it. But the combat is really cool, because even with its simplicity, what I love about it is you can swap between characters like instantly on the fly, like mid-combat, and so you can basically be on one character, burn all your cooldowns, switch characters, burn all their cooldowns, switch characters, burn all their cooldowns, switch characters, burn their cooldowns, and just repeat. It's pretty crazy. Like, it's fluid. It's very fluid, and that's really cool. So what takes a little bit away from that is just how easy everything is for the most part. Like, it's pretty simple. Now I don't know what this would be like for like a brand new gamer. I think even for a new gamer it would probably be pretty easy. I don't know. It's hard to imagine. I think it'd probably, because it's pretty simple, But it's cool though. Like, it's cool. Let me see. There are little mini games like races and puzzles. Little puzzles, like. They're puzzles, but they're very simple puzzles. But it's cool. They're little mini games. There's a lot of little activities to do while you play it. It's pretty fun. I like that. Let's see. Heartfelt and long and meaningful side quests. That's interesting. I forgot about it. Some of the side quests were pretty cool. That reminds me, though, there is way too much talking. That's actually one of the reasons I stopped playing this game. It's not the main reason. I just felt like playing some other stuff. But what does help push me into other games is like when I'm just playing through it and they just spend an hour to 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours or five just yapping, just talking. Final Fantasy 16, man, it was odd, almost 5 hours played on it with like 10 minutes of gameplay. I'm not exaggerating. And I like the story so far. I like the world is really cool. I'm enjoying the game. And after, I just even mentioned that on Discord, even shared a post on Steam. And then almost right after I posted that, saying like I barely had any gameplay after like 4 hours of gameplay. But after I did that, after I posted, I realized it was almost 5 hours of gameplay. I was like, holy crap, or, you know, game time, whatever. But around that 5 hour mark, I finally started seeing more combat. So, but yeah, the balance is terrible. It's terrible, dude. 4 hours, 10 minutes of gameplay, of actual gameplay, in 4 hours. Are you free? Get the hell out of here. It's just stupid. The Witcher is the same way, and everybody loves that. It's actually why I don't play through those games more. I like the Witcher games. I played part 1. I liked it. I have probably 20 something hours played on that a long time ago. I played part 2. I liked it. I played part 3. I liked it. But what makes me not go back and play them more often and actually beat them is they don't shut the hell up, man. Just sitting there watching these characters talk to each other for freaking hours, man. And it's not interesting dialogue. Most of it's just there's so many times I'll be playing one of these RPG games and I'll zone out while they're sitting there talking. I'll zone out and I won't realize it. I don't realize it until something cool is said. And then I'll realize, and I'll be like, oh wait, did something cool wait, what just happened? I missed all that, and there's something cool happened, right? Like, and now they're talking about something cool, but I missed it. I don't even know what's going on. Like, it's like 5 seconds of cool out of this 20 minutes of boring bullcrap. Wuthering Waves, same way. It's most RPGs, really, just role-playing games. They just talk too much. You know, it reminds me of older games. I was thinking about this recently, because even with Final Fantasy 16 and stuff, I kept trying to think of how to word this. I was like, I know that I'm thinking this, but anyways, I finally realized, I'm like, the way that cinematics used to be used in older games, because they were, I guess, apparently high budget, they cost more to make, you know, whatever. Cinematics used to be used only for like key major parts in a game, right? You'd be playing through the game, there'd be some like text dialogue, and for the story, for the, like, it wasn't even voice dialogue, right? It was all text dialogue, which even then could be very boring filler dialogue. But like the cinematics wouldn't happen for boring, stupid, pointless dialogue where they're just chatting with each other. Cinematics only happened for some big deal, you know, right? It was like, whoa, every time there was a cinematic, it was something cool as heck for 90% of the time. It's not like that anymore. An entire game is a cinematic. You're just watching these people talk to each other and nothing's happening. Like, it's so stupid. It drives me crazy, man. Anyways, yeah, so that's something I've realized I'm like kind of want to talk about too in a separate video, good in a little more detail and stuff. But that's basically it, though. It's just cinematics used to be more meaningful, and now they're not. Everything's just a damn cinematic with voice acting, and it's just boring as hell. Like, dude, just keep it simple. Keep me into the story. Just, like, stop. Why are they talking about their favorite food and just stuff that doesn't matter, man? Just, please, just stop it. Anyways, so I had noticed some of the side quests in this game, Wuthering Waves, were actually really cool. Had a good story. Even no matter what, every little mini story, every main story is going to have boring parts. Some of them drag out way longer than others, you know. So I thought it was cool that some of the side quests were actually had really good stories. I like the climbing and Wuthering Waves. You can climb a lot before running out of stamina by default. I think, I don't remember exactly. I remember, you know, like Breath of the Wild kind of a thing. Like in Zelda, the stamina drained pretty quickly until you upgraded it stuff, right? In this one, it's not the same. Like, you're casually able to climb stuff. It doesn't drain super fast and whatever. So it's I don't know. It doesn't feel important. It's a cool mechanic, but you don't rely on it. Like, you can get places without being like, oh, I'm screwed kind of a thing, you know, whatever. Worth exploring. Yeah, this game, I forgot about that. You know, exploring would reward you with treasures, new environments that were just cool. I'm telling, the game's beautiful, man. I love that. I want to go play it now just because I'm sitting here talking about it. Um, but like I said, the little puzzles on the side, little races, little mini game stuff, like that screenshot right now on there. I forgot about this. I was just going through screenshots to put some into the video. These are all mine. I took them all. I have a bit more, but I picked some out. But I had forgotten that some of the little mini puzzles and parts of the game would switch to 2D side scrolling, and then you do like a little bit of a platform type thing in it. It's just cool. Just cool. I like that. I thought that was neat. Let me see. Character tutorials, a bit confusing at first. They're all the same, so I'm not sure why I have to do a tutorial for each character. They do each give a reward for doing it once. I forgot. Yeah, I thought it was confusing just because every character, every time you get a new character or whatever, there's a tutorial. And the gameplay is the same, though. But it's the same keybinds, right? So they just have different abilities. So I just thought it was kind of stupid to go through because you're going through the same exact tutorial, pretty much. You're a different character. You're still using the same keys, though. Right? Like it's not like the gameplay changed. It doesn't. Although there's a difference between the ranged characters and the melee. And I forgot. I never noted this. I remember not really liking the ranged characters as they. Now I don't know exactly why I didn't like it too much. I think I just prefer melee, but no, there's something different. It's not like a third-person shooter type thing. I don't think. Maybe it was. Maybe there's just a delay in the firing. I don't remember. But maybe I'm just thinking now of like the ranged attacks in like Final Fantasy VII Remake, for example, are really boring because it's auto fire, but you just hold the fire button, right? Like you're not actually aiming manually or anything. It's pretty stupid and terrible. I don't want to get into that and explain it. Yeah, it's just when I think about it, I'm like, so I'm pretty sure I remember the ranged being better in this game than Final Fantasy VII Remake. But I think it was just not my favorite thing. It reminds me of another game too, where like I can't remember the name of the game, but I do like when a game offers a hybrid, when you can play between melee and range. It's pretty cool. It's especially good in games that do it really well, like Shadow Warrior and some others I'm forgetting in the moment. Let me see. And then my final note on this game was the pay model seems good. I'm not even sure why anybody would buy anything. Only buy characters, and the ones you get free are great. You can also grind and possibly get the characters free. Yeah, so that for me, I never got deep into the grind end game. I never even beat the game. There's so much content. It's nuts. The story's really long. I want to go play again, man. I do, but I'm playing my other games instead right now. Man, yeah, this is a good game. It's cool, man. So I it's one of those games you can play for. I really don't get why anybody would spend money on this. I thought the same thing in the last Lost Ark. I don't know if I'm missing something, right? Like whatever. But it's like Lost Ark. I was looking in their store because I was loving Lost Ark back when I was playing. I was like, and I was like, well, let me see what they have to buy. I was just curious. I'm always curious. Like I already know I'm gonna be disgusted by the pay model and stuff. But I was looking at their shop and I was like, there's not a single thing in this shop in Lost Ark that I would actually spend money on. There's nothing. Like, what are they? Who's buying this crap? This is all junk. It's all junk. It's literally junk. So I never got deep enough into Wuthering Waves to get to a point where I understand how grindy it is to unlock these different characters. I don't know how grindy it is to unlock them. But mostly I like his you get decent characters to start with for free. Like you get like 5 to 6 of them, if not more, but at least 5 to 6 different characters that are really cool and fun to play as, and you get them all for free, like from the early game. So I mean, of course, there's gonna be a part where you're like, you kind of want to play a new character now, but if you don't have to buy it, why buy it? I don't know. So I'm just curious about that. I don't really know. I thought it seemed like a good pay model just because I didn't feel any urge to buy anything. I didn't feel like I was missing out. That's how most games are with that deal. Even Assassin's Creed, I look at all the best costumes, all the best cool like mounts and skins and whatever, and are on the shop. You don't earn them. You don't earn them from playing the game. You have to pay money for them. Ooh. But I did like that about Assassin's Creed Origins, even though they also had like some amazing skins in the store that you could only get from the store. At least Origins, the only game in all of the Assassin's Creed series, like included, especially the new ones, because the new ones are the ones they put the freaking all that crap in. But Origins at least had quite a bit of unlockable, like cool unlockable skins, and for your character and your horse, your mounts. In comparison to Valhalla and Odyssey, Origins actually has some really cool unlocks, and Valhalla and Odyssey nothing. Just try nothing. Pissed me off, man. It's just greedier and greedier and greedier, and just stupider and stupider. Anyways, yeah. So I've had this game on my mind for a while now, and I probably would have even more thoughts if I had played it more recently. But last I played it was in May of 2024, and I played it for a little bit. You know, not like super hardcore, but I played a lot of it. I was really into it. It's a beautiful game. The combat really simple, easy to throw on and just play. You know, but I loved the world. I loved exploring through it. I loved all the little side stuff. And I had seen an update like a few months ago or so that looked amazing. And I saw this trailer and I was like, and this was a few months ago, and I was like, man, I want to play that game again, but I'm already on too many other games right now. But yeah, no, it's a cool game, and you should check it out if you want. Yeah, so it's on Epic Games only right now, and if you hate Epic, you don't want to play it, that's I get it, man. It's cool, I understand. But if you want to check the game out, it's on Epic for PC. And mobile, I don't know, man. I don't do mobile, so it's on your device. Anyways, I will talk to you later. Bye bye.